There are certain vocabulary used by certain Christians nowadays that are misunderstood, and one of these phrases is slain in the Spirit. What comes into mind when one hears the phrase, slain in the Spirit, but someone who is killed by the Holy Spirit? If that is the case, we can think of two individuals, a couple in Acts 5, who was slain in the Spirit. Ananias and his wife Sapphira, who lied to the Holy Spirit and was slain by the Spirit. Act 5-3:5 NKJV. But Peter said, Ananias, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and keep back part of the price of the land for yourself? While it remained, was it not your own? And after it was sold, was it not in your own control? Why have you conceived this thing in your heart? You have not lied to men but to God. Then Ananias, hearing these words, fell down and breathed his last. Act 5-9-10 NKJV. Then Peter said to her, How is it that you have agreed together to test the Spirit of the Lord? Look, the feet of those who have buried your husband are at the door, and they will carry you out. Then immediately she fell down at his feet, and breathed her last. And the young men came in and found her dead, and carrying her out, buried her by her husband. This surely is not meant when Christians use the phrase slain by the Spirit. We mean they fall back. If they fall back, are they falling back like Jesus? Enemies' example of this could be seen in the Gospel of John with those who came to arrest Jesus. John chapter 18 verses 4-6 NKJV. Jesus therefore, knowing all things that would come upon him, went forward and said to them, Whom are you seeking? They answered him, Jesus of Nazareth. Jesus said to them, I am he. And Judas, who betrayed him, also stood with them. Now when he said to them, I am he, they drew back and fell to the ground. The answer to this, no. This is not what it means to be slain in the Spirit or to fall due to the Holy Spirit presence. Now we have to be careful in understanding this. We have to look to the Bible as evidence for this. And the Bible gives us some examples of this. Instead of using the phrase slain in the Spirit, let me use the phrase falling in the presence of the Holy Spirit. Do we have examples of this, people falling in the presence of God? Yes, we do. 1. We can think of Daniel, Ezekiel and John who fell due to the presence of God. Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 28 NKJV, like the appearance of a rainbow in a cloud on a rainy day, so was the appearance of the brightness all around it. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. So when I saw it, I fell on my face, and I heard a voice of one speaking. Daniel chapter 10 verses 8-9 NKJV 8, Therefore I was left alone when I saw this great vision, and no strength remained in me, for my vigor was turned to frailty in me, and I retained no strength. 9 Yet I heard the sound of his words, and while I heard the sound of his words, I was in a deep sleep on my face with my face to the ground. John. Revelation chapter 1 verse 17 NKJV, And when I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead. But he laid his right hand on me, saying to me, Do not be afraid, I am the first and the last. 2. We could also think of people in the Bible who had a demon and was delivered, set free from demon possession. Mark chapter 9 verses 25-27 NKJV. When Jesus saw that the people came running together, he rebuked the unclean spirit, saying to it, Deaf and dumb spirit, I command you, come out of him and enter him no more. Then the spirit cried out, convulsed him greatly, and came out of him. And he became as one dead, so that many said, He is dead. But Jesus took him by the hand and lifted him up, and he arose. When I got saved, I started reading books that attacked this event, till one day I had a church service in my house. There was about 28 kids of different ages, and as I was praying for each one of them, I had a vision of a cloud that covered the whole house. And as I prayed for each kid, they all fell to the ground. And I was saying to myself, how could that be? I don't believe in this. I can't even find it biblically. But it is happening before my eyes. When the kids rose from the ground, they all claimed to see a vision of an angel, and the cloud that covered the house. Now I understand that the devil also imitates the things of God. 2 Corinthians 11-14 NKJV. And no wonder. For Satan himself transforms himself into an angel of light. Certain demons causes people to fall in the ground as well. I know in some cases of ministers so-called but not of God, that they sold their soul to the devil to be able to do this. And some fake ministers could do this through hypnosis. Also there are others who forces people to fall while praying for them, which is not a good thing to do. So be careful who lays hands on you to pray for you. And the people you pray for, don't force them to fall to the floor unless God's Spirit does it without force.